Hello, I am super excited to show you an awesome newer feature in Google's AI tool, Gemini. So, specifically, the feature I'm going to show you today is this Canvas feature that's a little underutilized, but I honestly think it has a lot of potential. So, frankly, it reminds me of in Canva graphic design, their Canva code tool, which, if you really like that, this might be for you. Or if you want something similar, but more in the Google realm, this is also an option. So we are Google District, so we have lots of Google awesomeness, and this is a newer update to that. So when I say Gemini's Canvas, this is not like Canvas Learning Management System. This is a Canvas drawing board, coding board within the tool Gemini. So if I open up Gemini and I'm signed in, it's this little tools button that I'm going to click, and I'm going to select Canvas. And basically what it's going to do is it can create HTML content, which can be interactive content that you can embed elsewhere. You can embed stuff in your Canvas LMS course, or you can embed it within other core Google tools like a Google site. So I have made a few examples, but I'm also going to walk you through how to make one right now. So if I wanted to make, let's create an interactive escape room with the theme of Thanksgiving. Make it about Thanksgiving food. The intended audience are fourth graders. Right. Make it at least 5 different types of things that the students have to. Nothing like typing on screen and making spelling typos or losing my train of thought. All right, so we're going to let this think for a second, but essentially what it's going to do is create a whole bunch of code here on the right-hand side of the screen. And this does mean that if you're, pretty proficient in this stuff, you can go through and edit and adjust things as needed. I'm going to let it sit and think for a few, and what I'm going to do is just walk you through some options that you have with this. So I really like to embed this in a Google site. Maybe I make a Google site and it's like early finisher activities for my students, a review game site, or just themed around a unit or lesson that we're doing. So I like that idea because Google environment, pretty easy for my students to get to, easy for me to maintain. It's saved in my drive, easy peasy. So here we go. It made some different examples here. And I can always move things around and change things. So this is a little preview that it makes. I can go into the code and I can change stuff if I need to. So if I don't want it to say some of this stuff, I have the ability to adjust that. You can also go through and give it more instructions. And what's nice is over here on this side, it actually tells me how these activities and things are. So if I'm like, what are the answers to this escape room? It's going to tell me over here. Okay, so I can do, word puzzles, scrambles. If I want to adjust the difficulty or anything, I can easily do that. And what I'm going to do is if I'm really excited about this and I feel like it's good to go, then over here where it says share, I am going to copy all of the contents here. All right, so it's going to copy all of this code. And I like to go the Google Sites route. So that's example I'm going to show you is a Google site. So, other hack here, sites.new opens up a blank Google site. And I'm just going to call this like Thanksgiving escape room. All right. You can make it look pretty. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these pieces, but you can. You can also use some of the templates that are now in Google Sites. So let me move my screen a little bit. And on this insert menu, we're going to do embed. And I'm going to go to embed code. And then we're going to paste in all of that code that we just copied from Gemini's Canvas. So I'll do next. It's going to think here for a second. And I'm just going to do insert. And this is where you do have to finagle with it a little bit. And I've noticed this with Google Sites just in general. Whenever you embed something, even if it's like another Google product, it makes it so tiny on the screen and on the site. So I always like to go through and adjust it. So there's a little bit more real estate to work with here. Okay, so there we go. And whenever I am ready to send this with my students, as always with the Google site, I'll just do publish. Giving escape room, and we'll do anyone. Anyone can look at this wonderful Thanksgiving escape room out there. Okay. I'm going to do that. We're going to publish this, and then I'm going to move out of this view. I'm going to copy my link here. All right. So we have this website, and now I can look through this. Okay. So I can do this game here. So I'll do check. Cool. And then we can just move on to puzzle 2, and it advances me through. All right. And I got that one wrong. So it's going to tell me I can keep going through, and you can adjust and change some of the formatting all over here in the code. You can change this color scheme and do what you need to do. But how cool is that? You can make an activity really quickly for your students. Maybe you make some study tools or resources, flashcards, all of the like. So when it comes to tools like this, really the world is your oyster. Sometimes I have to do a little bit of back and forth with this before it creates something that I have in my mind's eye. But now you have the flexibility to do that. And it's just super easy to pull it over into a Google site.